So I haven't recorded one of these in a while because I haven't really had too much to say. I've been doing really well with the taking one-to-one risk reward off the EMA with signal bars that are 2 ticks or less from their extremes. So I guess just looking at the year so far, since January started, I'm at a 71.43% win rate, but that's only over 28 trades, so it's not a ton of trades. And one of those was scratched, so it actually would have been a winner, which would have brought me to a 75% win rate overall for the year. And that is a total net profit of 42.5 points. So it's been going really well so far, and I'm hoping that it continues to, but that's really why I haven't recorded one of these videos, is because there's just not really too much to say other than just it's been going well. But I did write some stuff down that I thought I might as well talk about. So I basically finished the top pick trading course, except for some of the 5-minute overviews. And these 5-minute overviews Eric does to sort of show you a bunch of different states that the market can go in, a bunch of the different cycles, I guess you could say. And I haven't really found that much value in those, to be honest. I've watched, I think, 1 or 2 of them, and I don't know exactly how many there are, but I haven't really been watching them because I just haven't really found them that helpful. But I did skip ahead and watch the last few lectures. So I guess, sort of my overall thoughts on the top pick trading course. If you're already profitable, I would say it's definitely not worth it. There are definitely some things you can learn, but with such a high price tag on that, if you're already profitable, I'd say you're probably not going to learn that much. Definitely where I learned the most, and I'm not profitable, but just, having done this for 2 years now, which is also still not a super long time, what I learned the most was about how to view the chart more in terms of momentum than in terms of, I guess, sort of patterns. And patterns isn't quite the right word there, but I think if you're a trader, you know what I mean. So I'd say if you've been trading maybe about over a year now, you're probably not going to find it super, super valuable. And if it was at a lower price point, I'd say, yeah, definitely do it, because there's great information in there. It's just, it's hard for me to say that it's definitely worth it when a lot of that stuff, I think, it's just, I feel like I would have been maybe not just as well off, but close to it, just spending all that time really digging deep into the charts myself. That's where I seem to learn the most, and maybe that's just my personal learning style. But yeah, if you've been trading about a year, I'd be sort of on the fence about it. If you're brand new to trading, then definitely it's totally worth it. Like, no question about it. It would definitely speed up a lot of those beginning learning processes. But again, like I said, at that price point, I'm sort of on the fence of whether it was worth it or not. But I definitely learned a lot of valuable information. So I don't want to say that it was completely not worthwhile. There's a lot of great stuff in there. And I understand why Eric made it so expensive. I mean, he spent a lot of time doing it. So I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I see why he did it, and I wouldn't even, I guess, tell him to bring it down, because I know how much time and effort he put into it. But yeah, it's just that's sort of my thought on that. So today I also did the math on trading one-to-one versus using max scalp and run strategy, and basically I did just put a little Excel sheet together, and I said if the ATR is 3, so the average true range, if that's 3 points, and you're scalping one-to-one at 75% win rate, which I think is definitely feasible. Whenever I'm doing flashcards, that's about where I sit. I think my average is around 76.5%. And then, with that, I know whether some of the trades are going to work out or not because I've seen them so many times. So, of course, maybe that won't translate exactly, but I'm also not the best trader I could be. So I think 75% win rate going 1-to-1 is more than achievable. I don't even think that I'm that far off from doing that live. I might already be there. I don't know. So I used that as the 1-to-1 win rate. And then looking at the scalp and run, I did a 90% scalp win rate, which is pretty high. I mean, I wasn't even close to 90%. Some traders are higher, you know, but that's a pretty generous win rate. And then I said that 20% of those runners would hit their target, which I think is also pretty generous. I don't exactly know the math there, but let me just keep going, and it doesn't really matter what percentage. I mean, it could be a little bit higher, and it still wouldn't really matter. So if your scalp target is 1, and with those numbers that I just said, you would need a runner, every single runner that you do, to hit 17 points in order to have the same profitability as 1-to-1. So if you're going 1-to-1 at a 75% win rate with a 3 ATR, then your expected value for every single trade is 4.5 points. Now, if you're using 3 contracts and using scalp and run, and 2 of those you're scalping out on, 1 of those is a runner, you're scalping at 90%, 20% of your runners are hitting, your scalp target is 1 point, then every single runner needs to hit 17 points in order to surpass that 4.5. The expected value with that is 4.56. So whenever I put that together, that's pretty damning to me. I mean, because I was thinking about, I don't know, I was just running it in my head to see which one was more profitable, and I was pretty sure it was 1-to-1. One of my friends sort of mentioned that it probably was, and I was like, yeah, it probably is. And now seeing that, it's like, wow, it is a lot more profitable. I mean, hitting 17 points on every single runner is almost impossible, you know? I mean, that's really difficult. So that's pretty cool to see. I guess the only other thing that I had written down to talk about is, after this month, if I continue doing well, then I plan to do an Apex evaluation account, probably just a 50K one, so that's their lowest one, and just trade 1 contract with it. I mean, right now, the equity curve just basically is going up, and it's been doing so for this year so far, so close to 2 months. And like I said, it's only been close to 30 trades, so it's not a huge sample size. But I think that if I can continue this month and in this month doing pretty well, then I think that's evidence enough for me that I'm ready to at least try an Apex account and see where that goes. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but the maximum that I would be able to lose if I do that is what, maybe 120 or 130 is how much it costs to do that. So I think that's worth a shot. But that's about it for me today. I don't know when the next video I'll make is, probably like another month from now. Maybe I'll be deep into an Apex evaluation account by then, but we'll see.